What is up, everyone? I have a splitting headache, but I haven't recorded a video in a while. Despite the little rant that I went on a couple days ago. But regardless of that, here's an actual video for you guys. So I've been here for about 5 months now, and there are a lot of things that the first time I was here I noticed were a lot different than the United States. Again, this is only my experience from the places that I've lived versus like how things are for me in Korea. So obviously there may be some of these other things like in New York or LA or like bigger cities. This is just from my experience now versus the places that I've lived. So please don't come at me like, well, they have this in the US too, because they probably do. But this 15 plus things that I find unusual in Korea. Number 1, corn. Public enemy number 1. My public enemy number 1. My enemy. My specific enemy. Corn. Y'all know from my previous videos how much I hate corn. Koreans put that stuff in everything. Corn ice cream. Corn under the cheese in pizza. They even mix it in with... They put it into hot dogs. There's corn in kimbap. I can't. Corn. I cannot stand corn. Korea made me hate corn. I hate corn. Corn? No. I hate corn now. Korea made me hate corn. I don't know what the obsession is with it. Frankly, I don't care. I will just not be eating corn upon my return to the US. One thing that I have become very, very incredibly thankful for is public transportation. Now, I've been driving since I was 15. I miss my car. I miss my car so much. I miss being able to drive places. However, I will say it is incredibly convenient to have public transportation. Before coming to Korea, I never had to take a bus. I've taken a taxi a few times. In the US, we have like Uber and Lyft and things like that. The subway, oh my gosh, I know other cities have subways, but like the subway, like for me, it was such a revelation. It's such a convenient way to travel. There are time limits on buses and subways. Like the subway shuts down at midnight and it reopens at 5 a.m., 5:30-ish. Taxis are pretty much available 24 hours a day, but public transportation, a godsend. Number 3, and this is something I've kind of discovered just by asking or by inquiring, Korean men and the horror genre. A lot of my Korean male friends hate horror movies, or they hate horror, like the genre. They can't read scary graphic novels, stuff like that. I don't know what it is, because a lot of my guy friends in the US, they're like, let's watch horror movies. Let's go watch this scary movie. It's coming out in theaters. You want to get together and watch like American Horror Story? I'm like, hell yeah, let's go. This could just be my friends in general. I have not met a Korean man yet, personally, that can do horror movies. And I love horror, so I'm just kind of like, what is it? What's that about? I don't know. Okay, so not only is the drinking culture a lot different here, the smoking culture. I can't even go outside anymore without seeing at least one person smoking a cigarette, even in a non-smoking area, which smoking is big everywhere, all over the world. But in Korea, cigarettes are so cheap. Cigarettes are so incredibly cheap. And I've bought cigarettes for my friends, my legal age friends, by the way, my legal age friends. But like they're so incredibly cheap, and smoking is just so casual. It's so I don't want to say overdone, but like it's so popular here. It's not weird to me, but it's like odd. I don't know. So another one would be Christmas and other holidays. Now, I know Koreans, every country, every culture, everyone has their own holidays. I get that. Like Koreans, I said in another video, Koreans don't celebrate Thanksgiving, but they have something very similar. Christmas is a really weird subject here. Like when it comes to Christmas, it's not really a thing here, like for marketing purposes and stuff like that. Of course, stores, restaurants, bars, they'll decorate for Christmas and stuff. It's just like the idea of it, the aesthetic. But Christmas is really more of like a friends and relationship holiday. Like you only give presents to your really, really close friends, or you strictly give presents to like your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your parents. Like it's not, considering that Koreans, a lot of the Korean population isn't Christian. I can understand why Christmas isn't as glorified as it is in the US and other countries, but that kind of threw me off, because to me, I'm just like, I want to buy everyone presents, I want to get together and eat food with everyone, but like here it's not really a thing that they do. They just don't really celebrate Christmas. One thing I'm sure Americans are very grateful for would be Korean barbecue. I don't have a lot to say about it other than thank you. Korean barbecue is amazing. It is beautiful, delicious. Very expensive unless you find an all-you-can-eat place, and typically those are around 13,000 won a person, which is it hits around $13, but like it's all you can eat, and you get side dishes, and you can get soup, and oh my gosh, all of their stuff is so good. No matter where you go, like any Korean barbecue place, you can't walk down the street without being able to see like at least 3 in your direct line of sight. It's crazy, but like, thank you. I'm not quite sure how many of these they have in the United States. I personally have not seen a lot of them around. Themed cafes or like animal cafes, I absolutely love the animal cafes here. If you guys have seen on my Instagram, I've been to this one particular dog cafe at least 3 times. I love going back there because they always have new dogs out, or they always have people who bring in their dogs just to play around, and it's so nice. As someone who's allergic to cats, I can't go to cat cafes. I have been to a raccoon cafe. I've also been to a meerkat cafe. So just a lot of different animal cafes and stuff like that, and themed cafes. Like there are like comic book cafes where like everything inside the building is like 2D. It's so cool. There are like candle cafes where you can like make your own candles, or like art cafes where you can study and drink, and they'll bring you like little art kits and you can paint your own stuff. Like these cafes are so cute, and I wish if you guys know of any in the US, let me know, because I would love to go to one in the US when I get back. Dryers. One thing I miss about doing laundry in the US is the convenience of a dryer. And I understand some apartment complexes or hotels or Airbnbs may have a dryer. My building does not. My building does not have a dryer. So every time I do laundry, I have to wait 2 to 3 days for my stuff to be dry, because it's just like, we have clothing racks, which I understand it's cost effective. It doesn't waste electricity. I just miss being able to be like, oh shoot, I have this shirt that I have to wear tonight and it's dirty, washes it and then pops it in the dryer. But no, I have to, like, if I want it dry right then, I have to sit there with my hair dryer, I have to dry it myself. It's a hassle. It's a hassle. Cold medicine. I will say I am super appreciative of how cheap cold medicine is here. Like ibuprofen, 2001 for a bottle. This little bottle right here, 2001. And then a pack of this like extra strength Tylenol, 3001. Like back in October when I had a cold, I had to buy something for like you guys can hear I'm kind of congested right now, but I had to buy something for like my nose and then like for my throat. Altogether it was maybe like 5,000 for 2 packs of medicine. $5 for 2 things of medicine that'll last me 4 days. Like that's not bad at all, considering like you can walk into Walmart and buy like a pack of cold meds for like $6 a pack. Like it's crazy. But also pharmacies here are like super popular. You can't walk down the street without seeing at least one in your direct line of sight. I'm not gonna get into vaccinations and QR codes. If you guys heard my rant video, I'm not gonna get into that. So I'm not gonna say anything about that for a while. So there's a lot that's different about that in the US than it is here in Korea, but for now, I'm so worked up about it. Photo booths. I love these little 24-hour photo booths. I actually have a picture. Hold on. So this is me and my friends Leah and Vicky. And these photo booths are so convenient. They're so convenient. Like, again, you can't walk down a street without seeing one in your direct line of sight. It's crazy. And like a lot of them have like themed frames, or like you can choose like different backgrounds. And I understand like we have like photo booths in the US, like the ones that like you sit down, you pull the curtain, and like you're so freaking cramped, like you guys have to like squeeze your faces in to get like 2 people in there. But no, these are like actual like rooms, and you go into them and you have like a whole screen behind you, and you can fit like 7 or 8 people in one little photo. It's so cool. I love them, and they're 24 hours. They're super cheap. You want to make memories with your friends, that's a way to make memory. That's a way to make a memory. I love going to photo booths, and honestly, I wish the US would install these and make these a thing rather than those little sit down ones. It's so much more fun, and a lot of them have like little headbands or hats you can wear, like, and they're so clean. They always have someone who comes in every day and cleans them. It's so nice. Produce. That's one thing. Produce here is so much more expensive than it is in the US. We think buying vegetables and fruit in the US is expensive. I saw a cantaloupe today for $13, like 13,000 won. It was a cantaloupe, and not even a big one, like a small one. Crazy. That's so weird. Like in the US, we complain a lot about how produce is so expensive, but here it's not. It's like certain things are so expensive. It's something else that's been getting really, really popular the past few years or so are Airbnbs. I know so many people have Airbnbs in the US. I don't think it's anything compared to what I've been experiencing over here. Oh my goodness. Airbnbs are so easy to rent over here. You can literally request one, and then 2 hours later be approved for it, and then just be in the Airbnb. And usually you can set like how long you want to be in there, but then sometimes they'll let you extend. Like a lot of my friends who stayed over here, even for the whole school semester, were in Airbnbs. They literally were here for like 4 months in an Airbnb. Or you can rent one for like the night. Seriously, like there have been so many times where I've literally gotten off of work and one of my friends will message me and they'll be like, hey, do you want to come over to our Airbnb? We rented one out, and we'll just drink in it. Like, it's so convenient how Airbnbs can just be rented here. And that's something I haven't experienced in the US. So I understand it's a thing in the US and other countries, of course, but here it's so crazy, especially in like the city, like where I am, like in Hongdae. So convenient. I'm willing to bet that there are at least 5 buildings around me that are Airbnbs. And it's so easy. You literally just rent them. I don't know. Airbnbs are fascinating to me. So in the US, we do have convenience stores, but gas stations. Gas stations are attached to the convenience stores. Gas stations here in Korea are kind of scarce and very hard to come by. Convenience stores, though, I will say it again, you cannot walk down a street without having at least 3 in your direct line of sight. There's a few actual like very popular, I don't know if they're brands or companies, but there's GS25, CU, 7-Eleven, Emart. Emart's pretty popular. And then you have like the smaller ones like Mini Stop, Good Time, but like convenience stores are so crazy. I love convenience stores. I have one right behind my building. There's one right behind my building. There's one at the bottom of the hill. There's one down the hill. They're convenient. They're convenience stores. There is one gas station that's kind of down the street from my building. Like if you go to the main highway and then it's right there. But like it's very hard to find a gas station versus a convenience store. Street food. Oh my gosh. I love street food. I love street food. Literally, perfect date would probably just be walking down like a food street You know what a food street is? And just trying out all the different stalls and just eating a bunch of unhealthy stuff. I absolutely love street food. A few of my favorites are like the takoyaki trucks. They're so cute and they're so like, it's so delicious. Chicken skewers, candied fruit. That's a really big one. Hoto, 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 hoto. Those Korean pancakes like hoto, I love those. Now because of Squid Game, the dalgona cookies, those are really popular. Another one would have to be like sundae. I love sundae. I will eat that till I get sick. Sundae is like intestines. Twigin, which is like little fried variety things. Like usually it'll be like a thing of like yache or like kokuma. If you find a really special one, they'll give you some sundae. But like those kind of little things, like street food. I would live for street food. I love street food so much. There's actually a street food stall right under the bar that I always go to, and the ajumma there is always so nice. She gives me tteokbokki sauce with my twiggy. I don't know if I mentioned this in another video, but the showers, the fact that the showers in the bathrooms are one unit, it's different. It's definitely different because, like, you know, in the US you have a shower in your bathtub and then you have like your toilet is separate, or some people even have like their toilet and a shower in like two separate rooms of the bathroom. 99% of the places that you go here in Korea, if it has a bathroom, it's gonna have a shower in it. I understand why it's space and cost efficient to have the shower just be the bathroom. Alright guys, so if you can think of any other things that I may have missed or any other things that you have questions about, please let me know. I will be doing another one of these videos as I continue staying here in South Korea. We're a little bit around halfway over with this trip, and I gotta say I'm kind of bummed out because it's really sad that it's coming so close, but I'll try to upload more stuff. It's been kind of stressful with everyone getting sick all the time and having to worry about that, and all my friends leaving, going back to their countries. But I hope to start doing more videos, and thank you guys so much for your patience, and thank you so much for your support. I will keep you guys updated, and may I just say how awesome my eyeliner looks today. So I will see you guys in my next video.